Hello, everybody. It's Prodeus. I decided we didn't have enough. I had fun with Nightmare Reaper, but I think it needs a little work. So, what I'm going to show you real quick, let me go and pause this music, is the first map I've worked on. Come on. Gosh, hold on, no. That's not right. I got to start at the right place. Play map. There we go. Let's do it. Hello. Hold on, let me kill this guy real quick. Hello, Legend Lane, Shuppet Boy, David Moore, Maslin Burner, Pauline Kelly. By the way, big old extra thank you, folks who tipped last. I had it pulled up here, and now it's gone. Oh. I'll get him in at the end. Don't worry, I got a thing I can do. But, big thank you to Matthias earlier. He generated a lot of super chats for me. I appreciate you. This to look better. Not feeling it. Again, lighting. I gotta fix that. The game's too loud, I'm sorry. What can I say? I was thoroughly enjoying my map here.
You busted your eardrums out.
My bad. So the lighting's broke is what I'm saying. A lot of this stuff needs to be touched up. That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to do some other stuff too, but it needs to be touched up badly. Man, did I break all the... I think I broke all the environmental lighting. That's okay. It's just another thing to fix. All the more reason to give it a run through. This is my favorite part. Fucking great. I may have put too much ammo around, but I wanted to make it fun. There are the snipers at the end. This is the one secret. That's it. And it's a punishment secret at that. Put it more later. I've not tested this room for combat, so we'll see. I didn't know how these things worked until now. That's nuts. there's another secret. I have not tested the spawns here out either. Should be, yeah, there they go. Not bad. I could set that scenario up a little bit better, but it's, you get the basic gist, right? You go up the elevator, shit drops down on you, you fight on it, kind of like one of them old beat 'em up games. Yeah, this chain gun kicks ass. I'd make the elevator faster, but ultimately, there's just gonna be tons of biohazard zombies dropping down paint in this place. Now this room's a treat. Such a treat, I even put all this extra ammo here because I knew. So you grab this card and you're blind. Oh man, this was way harder before we had the grenade launcher. The grenade launcher does so much more splash damage. You're gonna have to reel that back. That used to be a big challenge. Now it's not. I'm gonna have to adjust for that too. As there's some broken cube map stuff. Not happy about. This isn't finished either. It's very basic. It should have like monsters up here for you to shoot at, you know. Oh fuck, there's a fight here I haven't tested. Looks like we're gonna test it. Forbidden Torment, this is Prodeus. Oh yeah, no, I didn't implement them yet. Okay, well they're here, but they won't spawn in, so we don't have to worry about that. This is meant to be a big room. I should probably put a trigger here on the door instead of just having it as a door. This stuff's not really here for any particular reason. Look, it's a gallows, and I put a dude in it. And this is probably the roughest part of the map as it's been designed. None of this shit works yet. Not really. But since I designed it, I know where to go. Man, if I got lost in my own level, I think I had to go see a doctor after that. Pretty sure you can skip this, but I put a little lip on top of there to make it harder to hop over. And of course, this will drop down later, but we're not there yet either. There'll be a fight here as well. And I think it's actually well balanced after fighting those guys for the first time. Like a little bit of light a little bit of light platforming. Nothing too crazy. Because, you know, platforming in shooter games. It works in Half-Life. A lot of others doesn't work too good on. Man, this is going on longer than I thought it would. Still super rough though. This cage drops into the lava. Are you in it? You got lava and oh fuck, it's rising. You gotta run from it. Yeah, Golgonk the shotgun here. Fucking amazing. Either do 4 shots by themselves or all together. This area could use a little sound, something. Also, I'm not entirely thrilled with how that shadow came out. Maybe there's something I can do to make that look a little bit less funky. And here's the area that has not been lit properly. The gist of this entire area here is that it's a furnace with, like, you know, 4 vats. And the challenge I gave myself was how many times can I loop the player through this vat while trying to keep it fresh. I don't know how many times. We'll find out, though. This is just filler. I'm like, well, there'll be another room with fights and shit. An intended path is down here, but the way this is lit, it's not very inviting. Have to adjust that. That fight right there is a little bit too easy too. I'm not really down to the point of designing the fights though. I'm just trying to establish some basic aesthetics and feels. Can I get a revolver in this game? No revolver. Not yet anyways. No revolver. I would like one. Not yet. Inferno game, I better be good at this. It's my map. I don't know how this works and, well, figure it out. This has a lot left to be done, especially since I fucked up the cube map. You know, bonus area here, some fog clipping through the wall there. It's no good. Gonna have to pull that in. Thank you, Eric. I like the map. It needs a lot of work. There's nothing behind this door, by the way. Damon Moore, I don't know what to recommend you, man. I like Prodeus. Get you Prodeus. Prodeus is good. I recommend Prodeus. But this is all I have for now. So how does it work? Well, right now it doesn't. Certain things are broken. I don't know what's with this environmental probe. It should have worked. Here it shows it work. Maybe I should just redo all my environmental probes. They don't appear to be doing their job right. Yeah, see, this room has no probe. I'll show you how those work in a minute, too. We got a broken trigger here, so let's go ahead and fix that. Get some music on, too. All right, all right. Not to catch anybody who gets in it. There we go. So when they enter this box, it hits this relay. This relay causes all the monsters attached to it to spawn. So next time when you do this area and go in here and grab the grenade launcher, on the way out, you will be greeted with a few extra enemies, as intended. So that's fixed. I think this area here is also missing a probe. I'm gonna have to go over all that. These could be reworked. And this fight has to be redone too. It used to be harder, but then I brought out the grenade launcher and these dudes got smoked real easy. So I'm gonna have to put something a little heavier. A few of these guys, they're pretty mean. The thing is, if I just throw nothing but damage at the player, it'll still be a quick fight. I don't know what the buff thing with the muscles is, but I'm gonna have to try that out someday too. Like, if you can jack up the enemies to be as powerful as you want them, I could see some cool fights being engineered. Although there's only so much you can do when it comes to just boosting health values. This room is good, but I don't like how you can back up so easy. I think I need to come up with something that, like, shuts you out. Like, maybe animate these crates here falling over. Like, just have these tumble down and block your path on the way out, so if you stick yourself in the back instead of running through and fighting. Good night, Pauline. Make a birthday party-esque room, but the surprise is an ambush. That could be fun. I have a lot of map ideas. This is just me learning this whole entire map here, which I've called That's Great. There we go. There's some ugly shit. Let's do that. There we go. I mean, it's simple. It's like a slightly more complicated Doom level, right? But it's really relaxing and satisfying to create. And of course, the trick here is that you obviously come through here and you fight these guys. And you kill these dudes, they push you back out of the door a little bit. Then it hopefully gives you a false sense of security as you come in to, you know, grab the rocket launcher here. As you do that, you are hitting this trigger in specific, which causes these two guys to spawn. Their blue, kind of a hint. It's like, hey, maybe there's something nice up here, right? A little bit of a hint. But of course, it also triggers these guys, so you can come out and think, that's it, and get shocked from behind. It's all right. It's not a bad ambush. It's not a dick move ambush or nothing. It's all right. I think there just needs to be more raining zombies. I'd put in something tougher, but I think that'll just make the elevator boring. Because if I put in something really tough that rips away all your health and ammo in the elevator of all things, it's not really a fun little hectic segment. It's just a kick to the balls. It'd be very easy to design a map that's just a big kick to the balls, but I'm trying to avoid that. And as I say that, I mean, look at how many of these fuckers I packed in here. I can make this a more grenade launcher resistant group. You can only hold up to 10 grenades. So if I keep that in mind, I can probably do it pretty well. But this area is like perfect for the grenade launcher. I mean, they're not going to get out of the splash damage. These three in the back holding the fort the best. There's that. This room just needs to be touched up. I mean, it's kind of ugly, but that's fine. Really more of an issue of maybe putting a wall and a door here or something, some kind of decorative. I have no problems with this chute. It's pitch black. That's what I want. Just a big dark chute. Don't have to do any extra art if it's all black. Besides you're falling, the player doesn't have anything else to do but to fall anyways. Then, yeah, the environmental probe here is not working. See how it's all of a sudden super dark right here? That's what you want. You don't want that, like, lit up shit, so I gotta work on that too. This room's perfect. I have no issue with it. A good little big fight room. And I don't know how this guy fights Bombus. I'm just gonna assume he's a cyber demon. Looks like it. And then you got the thing that I've slaved the most over and had the least amount of positive results working on, this big dumb forge. which was just a big experiment. Possibly an experiment gone wrong. But I'm rolling with it because redesigning it all at this point would just kind of be throwing away a lot of work. And this is more of a... This is an educational thing, teaching myself. These guys didn't spawn because I didn't set a trigger up yet. I'm just kind of workshopping ideas for how a fight here could go. Trying to avoid doing something obvious like, uh-oh, you're on this side, spawn a bunch of stuff over there to knock you off, because getting knocked off on here, well, that sets you back like quite a bit. Needs to be the player's fault if they fall in, not my fault. You come up here. I just got 2 of these guys up here now. No, they work though. Might be a good one. I want to give them a pet. Got that to go with. You jump over there, over here. Gonna have a couple more of these guys. Just kind of make it a little sticky to get through there. Few imps, nothing too major. Just enough to keep you distracted. Or if you don't pay attention, you might suffer for it. You fucking shoot up here. This box is just there for no reason. Obviously, I'm gonna just stuff this full of enemies for you to fight. Then you fall down there and go down here. I want to put some enemies in here, but I think that might be going too far. It's like, hey, look, it's a fun little like segment. Run away, and then, you know, once you're done running away, put it all behind you. Maybe keep it that way. This is just where it gets to be no man's land. Shit's not cohesive. I have no real plan. Or what plan I do have is very rudimentary and simple. But I am excited to do more work. I kind of want to keep it open where you can just see this entire area, but I'm a little bit sick of seeing the grate. You know what I mean? But when it's dark, when you enable the lighting and all that, it's really not that obnoxious with all the great patterns. Since a lot of it is disguised by lighting, which is fine. I could even put on a fog element here and put on like a big Turok style fog, but yeah, I could trigger it to where when you enter the forge area here, the fog turns on. It would make sense with all the, you know, lava and all that. It could work. This room sucks. This room needs a lot more done to it. Or at least just a basic plan. I mean, I suppose I could just like put up some walls and make a fight here, and that would be fine. But the map's getting a little long in the tooth at this point, right? So considering it's gotten to this point, it needs to be a little bit more than just a fight. A little bit more. Am I going to play more Among Us? When the friends and pals are around, sure. But I'm not going to just play Among Us by myself. That would be awful. There's this area. It's like, look, it's blue instead of orange, except for this part where it's lit up orange over here. That sucks. That light over there is way too strong. Yeah, I got the job done, though. Just, you know, the cost for it's kind of high. And that doesn't need to be stretched all the way down there. A lot of this is rough. That's real rough. I mean, it works, though. It's not broken. It's just, well, it's special. So for this fight, I could replace a lot of the zombie shotgunners with something a little bit more beefy. Not the bull guys, though. They're all right. But we could do better than that. So I think it's more the fact that I left way too many weapon caches around. Maybe the grenade launcher is too powerful to be given out early on too, but I mean, the health I don't mind. there's enough damage coming through here with the snipers that you can get melted really quickly. That's not an issue. They don't enough damage. But the player's weapons, like the opposite of the issue I had with Nightmare Reaper. Player's weapons in this case are a little bit too strong for what I give out, so there you go. And these just look awful. I don't know if I need these anymore. These pillars used to not be here. So yeah, those three were not there. Made it way harder. You're way more likely to get hit. And I may redo them, but I kind of like the challenge they put up. It gives the player a place to kind of like reel back, hop out and shoot instead of just being stuck running down a big open corridor where you don't really have too many opportunities to avoid or defend yourself. I think the answer is really just putting in a few stronger enemies. That's simple. Now this all needs to be cleaned up, but it still works. And I'm happy for that. I could probably redo this and add some enemy variety, but did you even notice there are shotgun guys here? I doubt it. It's just a big puff of blood, so you know, it's a free reload on your shotgun and everybody dies, and that's happy and fun. So we got some broken Q map. Here's the fog element. I can like crank up the fog volume, God ray amounts, densities, and all that, and start on. I can take this fog element, put it up in the foundry or whatever you want to call it over there, and take advantage of that so we don't have to look at grates too much. I mean, I don't mind, but even when something's reasonably designed, it can still look ugly. This looks ugly. I like the lighting though. It's so fun to mess around with the lighting. And, you know, more accents like this wouldn't be bad either. I could do a lot more to kind of do a better job of putting them out here. But yeah, you know, add more details and things. Not that it's necessary. It just kind of holds it all together. One of the techniques I use to decide how to build things and where is just simple blocks like this. Like these, I'm just going to make them outside offices, you know, like the kinds that you at a construction yard or maybe outside of an elementary school where they got the outside classrooms. Going to put a couple of those there and maybe put a key card in there for this door up here and maybe give you some other issues. Plus, this right here is a fake wall. Ran by, but what I'm going to do is an old Doom 2 style trap where you put a bunch of enemies here and it just, you know, goes down. Just drops. You're running by and the whole thing will go whoop. That'll be great. Well, I like it anyways. Reminds me of the old games. And this pit serves absolutely no purpose. Kind of a waste, really. That's why I'm not totally, you know, on for this building up here. I feel like it's too much of a compromise. It's like, what will I do for the third one? Well, I'll just put a block above it and make a little small thing in there. And it's all right. Flying box trucks everywhere. I mean, we could. The possibilities are pretty much limitless here. And I actually mean it. I can do just about anything, but the bigger issue is time, and I guess if I had any kind of complaint about this editor is that it is not perfect. It's got a couple of issues. Like, this is the smallest object I can make, and granted, that's really tiny. Like, you can hardly even see it, but that is the smallest object I can make. But sometimes things will meet in the middle of an object like this, and you can't quite make stuff connect. I don't know how it causes that. It's probably a common thing. It's very easy to get around. Me personally, I've not figured out a way around it. So what I'm gonna do here is fix some of the environmental probes. That's what these are. Oh, that's a trigger. No, it's not a trigger. Basically, it takes kind of like a snapshot of the lighting environment and applies it across everything, so you can kind of control where lighting impacts what. That's important. The other important thing is wherever the other environmental probes are, I don't want to lose them, because if I have a whole bunch of shit just laying around, that's when stuff starts breaking and you can't fix it. You're like, I don't know. On the plus side, I've saved like several iterations of this. So I don't think I'll be having any issues fixing it. If I do, I can probably just cross-reference, rebuild. I don't want to rebuild though. Like, this one has shit that's doesn't work and looks ugly, but that's fine, because like, I was only 9 hours into the editor when I figured out this little tram system, and I was happy with it. I'm still happy with it. Like, I could just keep going back and rebuilding and rebuilding and rebuilding and rebuilding and rebuilding until this looked like real slick, but it's my first map. I don't think those kind of aspirations are, you know, exactly beneficial. I think it's good to be ambitious. I also think it's good to respect your time, learn what you can, and move on. Yeah, Spartacus, making a game level can take a very long time. So, the selection we just listened to was the Prodeus soundtrack by Andrew Holsholt. I always mispronounce his last name. You'll hear him in Nightmare Reaper, you'll hear him in Doom Ancient Gods, you'll hear him in just about everything, including Dusk. And it's really good. But I don't want to just sit here and only play his music because, I don't know. Seems a little disrespectful, maybe. I don't know. So let's put on Minecraft music. Minecraft music has been played to death, so you don't have to feel bad about playing it. It's free. Well, it's not free necessarily, but since map editing for me isn't a very action-packed experience, maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to just put on the same relaxing tune you listen to play Minecraft. All I'm saying is this is good work music. It's pretty good.
Right.
Yeah, I'll have to send you a link to this full soundtrack, 2018 version 1. It's good.
Sounds good.
Cobalt with $5 says that hear about the PS5 and Xbox scalpers getting robbed trying to resell their consoles. Nah, but good. Like, don't get me wrong, if I had like an extra PS5 and it wasn't going to be gifted to anybody, I'd sell it for like, you know, maybe like $700 if it's the disc version, but not nothing ridiculous. And even then I'd be worried about selling it because I'm like, well, okay, yeah, I sell it, and now this asshole has my name who's probably real sour about me scalping it, so Like, don't get me wrong, I want a PS5. I would really love to play the Demon Souls remaster. That'd be great. Maybe they could just release it on the PS4 and take out the ray tracing. I'm sure it'd run just fine on the Pro at least, but we know they won't do that. And stocks are only going to get worse and worse because of COVID. So if you ask me, it's still the fault of Sony and Microsoft are going, we have to do Christmas, even during COVID. Yeah, Katie, I'm not tagging people with a Discord notification on this one. It wouldn't make any sense to tag everybody this frequently. That'd be 4 times in 2 days. That's pushing it. Besides, I feel like just kicking back tonight anyways. But yeah, we'll be kicking back here. Expected an action-packed stream. Well, I don't know why you came here. It's really, really the case unless we're angry or something. But, yeah, put on the Minecraft shit for a reason. How's the night treating me? It's alright. Nightmare Reaper didn't go too good, but a lot of that just has to do with, misfortune. It happens. And I want to do more Nightmare Reaper and stuff like that, but I think I kind of just want to focus more on fear. We'll do a extraction point. I think I'd have more fun playing fear right now, actually. I mean, not at this moment, but you know, on stream. Maybe veer back more to a couple of classic games and don't do quite so much indie stuff. I don't know. It's hard to give a projection onto what I'm going to play and all that because I get real picky sometimes. Although you can pretty much guarantee yourself that I'm going to play Prodeus more. I'm real hooked on the editor and I'm excited to take everything I learned making this map, then work on a brand new one and do it real clean, you know what I mean? Chicken horse levels, that's a good one, Genny. I had a lot of fun with chicken horse. Good night, Death EX. Good night, Scratchy. This trigger will be ready when we're ready to use it. We'll just, all we got to do is take these guys and basically just plug them into it, their little power node down here. You take this node, you connect it over to a node on the trigger. I prefer this one. And once the player steps into the trigger, boom. The other thing you got to remember is disabled after triggered. If you don't click on disabled after triggered, then it'll just keep respawning the monsters every time the player touches whatever area you designated as the trigger. So I'm going to fix up the cube maps. I usually just try to come down with some kind of, oh, teleport player? They've added a few things. Yeah, music control. Laser beam's a new one, but I already know that one. HUD events, give items, that's nice. shake. Might be able to use that a little bit earlier. Now, I don't know how to do variable integers or variable bools, but I'm sure if you're a mega smart person, you can use those to do all sorts of shit. I don't know how to work with Boolean or integers. I know of them. But apparently you can interact with this map editor through C++ somehow, and that blows my mind. I wouldn't even know where to start. Makes me interested, though. I mean, all these tools available to you in this editor are really powerful and useful and simple. You don't need to know a line of code, just some basic maps, and maybe a few things like how to operate a color palette. If you've used any art software, this will all be second nature to you. It won't even be a question. Like, even if you're just proficient in MS Paint, you'll look at this and go, oh, I know this shit. You'll figure it out. It reminds me of the Doom 3 editor in a lot of ways, and I'm enjoying it very much because of that. Hey, Golgonk, welcome back. I still haven't accomplished much on my level tonight. I'm just kind of giving it a look over. Like, I know what I want to do. Not entirely sure how to achieve it. Yeah, see the environmental probe here. It ends too short. Makes it look like this cube's being lit up by some unknown source, but it's really just the, you're not sucking out the light there. This is something ooh, that looks ugly. I'll have to fix that. This is something I shouldn't like, but I kind of just want to keep it. But what did I select over here? Okay, no, it's just... Gotta be careful, you can fuck things up. Like, there are a few things like this over here I'm not fond of. This doesn't really serve any purpose, and it doesn't even look like it belongs in the environment. It's just a box with nothing in it. I mean, I guess I could put a creature in there, but it's like, really? That's what it is. It's about as impressive as a beetle in a box. Mildly interesting. That's being real generous. So I could populate this area with enemies, but I really can't imagine too much I'd want to fight in here while I'm just trying to, like, get through. I could make the lava rise, but I already used that trick over here. So, you know, I don't want to do the same trick twice in a row like that. It's kind of lame. So I need to also eventually figure out another gimmick to this that isn't very, agitating? Like, make it a fun room? Instead of like, wow, look, you technically achieved a space within a space. Wow, good for you. Maybe more like, oh, that was kind of fun. Like the roller coaster earlier. The roller coaster earlier is fun. I don't care what anybody says. This thing's fun. It could be made even more fun, but it would only cheapen the experience, right? You get just the right amount of fun out of this thing, to the point to where if I repeated the trick and did it again, I don't think it would be unwelcome. But if I made this like a, 3-minute long ride to where it just keeps going and going and going and going and going, well, it wouldn't really be fun on repeated playthroughs. Like here, I can repeat this and enjoy it because it ends just about at the point where I'm tired of it. But if it were like a big one and it just went on and on and on, that'd be annoying. This area is probably the one I'm second most proud of. Needs more props, but it's not bad. Good use of lighting. Like when you're in here normally, the whole place appears to be way smaller than it is because of all the blackness, right? So you come in here and start shooting, but you don't realize the walls are as far away as they are that you can sprint through here. And even in areas that it's pitch black, we put in a couple of lit textures. So you can see back there, just not enough to get all the details in. Again, I want to encourage people to run through here rather than just, you know, fight in the corner. So I'm gonna have to figure some way to shoo them out without being too obnoxious about it. Yeah, this is Minecraft music. I decided that's a better fit for me just cruising around a level editor. A couple of items I just threw up there for fun, because fuck it. If somebody jumps up there out of curiosity, they may as well get a reward for it. Of course, I would do that more frequently, but if I give them too many rewards, well, we have the same problem that we ran into when we tested the map out already. I put in way too many ammo stashes, and it simplifies things to the point to where you can just use your favorite weapon whenever you want, which is nice. But in regards to editing the level, it kind of reduces the amount of choices I can take to keep things challenging, right? So, kind of a big no thanks on that. Gonna have to adjust. And of course, more enemies drop down from the elevator shaft. This whole fight needs to be made more tough, because you're pretty much invincible in here if you get behind the wall. There's not a whole lot the enemy can do. And mulching up zombies is fun and all, but it's too many regular zombies. I also suspect that these sniper zombies are probably annihilating a lot of these zombies down the road here too. Either way, like 10 grenade rounds will decimate all this. My main takeaway from it, I don't need somebody with a full grenade launcher just deleting this one area. Or maybe I do. Not bad. But, we got some space back here. I can put some tougher dudes. It was way cooler without the grenade launcher, though. I guess I could just change where you get the grenade launcher. I could put it somewhere else. It's an idea. Maybe let them have the rocket launcher first. But I kind of don't want it. Well, yeah. I'm giving them too many weapons too early. I can see that. All right. Is it wrong to have a kink for legs? I mean, that's historically a pretty vanilla kink. I think you're all right. I mean, being public about your kinks probably ain't gonna make you super popular unless you're just desperately fishing for somebody who has, like, a mighty unfulfilled urge. But, look, I know when somebody realizes their kink or whatever's wrong, they know it's wrong. It's not some big mystery to them, They're like, maybe it's a bit ethically unsound. It's like deep down on the inside, like, they know. They know. Yeah, Neo's vibing. It is like Quake and Doom had a love child, maybe a little bit of Unreal in there, and then Metroid, maybe. It's a little bit of everything. Aslan Burner, like, feet people don't bother me because they're never in my business. Like, I never see Foot Guy. Man, this is a Hotline Miami ass sounding song. I'm gonna play that soon. But I've never seen Foot Guy, like, running around on the beach and, like, trying to grab people's toes and shit. I hadn't seen that. Worst they'll probably do is steal your fucking, like, shoe. Or, like, booby kink guys, like, actually running out, like, groping up people on subways. Here's my perspective. Every kink within the realm of legal and in some cases moral standing is fine. I know it's vague, but you know what I mean. When I mentioned the obvious. Most tolerable kinks are the ones that just don't matter because you'll never run into it ever. Like the person who's like, I can only get off if the entire world is unaware of my existence. It's like, well, then it's as if he never existed at all. It's Schrodinger's jerk off or whatever. But when somebody's like, "Oh, I need to be in a Dairy Queen and I have to get cored out so hard that somebody actively comments on the smell of my butthole wafting through the restaurant," it's like, well, now your pleasure is other people's misery. That's stupid. Get tired of it. It's especially bad on the internet, but at least I can close the internet down, right? Like, at least armpit guy and foot guy, they're probably not like hanging out near schools or like, hopefully, man. I shouldn't say shit like that. It's always a jinx, isn't it? Doesn't matter. My business. Nor do I want it to be my business. Sometimes I'm happy being excluded, and being excluded ain't always awful. Sometimes being excluded kicks ass. Hey, there we go. Fix the lighting issue. Other tangible benefits. And not. All right, it's a little bit of lighting cleaned up, although this area doesn't look my environment. My environment. I'm sure that's all right for now. Minecraft music was always good, Neo. Oh, and I got rooms over here, but this is all this could be worked on. I want to make an optional area, but I would like to avoid the trappings of just building a giant room and stuffing it with enemies and connecting it to another room stuffed with giant enemies. That's awful. See, this place has a few things going. A stack of granted, boxes, oldest trick in the book, right? Easiest thing to render. But you know, you throw down a few boxes, you can hide behind them, you can barely see over them, poke around, shoot, and all, or you could go this way and kind of use the wall to your advantage, or you can just dive right in if you want to. There's options. At least more than one option. And that's kind of what I'd like to have for every room that I can get my hands on. Even up here, you have options. You grab all the goodies up here and you can stick to the wall and sit down there. You can fight them all head on. You could run through them. You could stick your back to the wall. Things you can do. And there's only one answer to everything. This gets kind of lame. Oh, it's going to be hard to change that texture. Well, then I'll change these another time. These are ugly and gotta go, though. Maybe the entire wall has to go. It's not a bad idea. These panels that I made here, they're kind of nice. A little unnecessary, but just a little bit of distortion of the plane for the panel. It goes a long way into just giving things a little bit more of a unique look. A little bit. Even though it makes no sense at all. Right, I got another probe going. Hey. Ah! There we go. Now this area is darker, the contrast is way better. Look at how that pops now. I really like messing with lighting in 3D. I could, like, if I were retired and they said, Hellbent, look, you can't have internet. You're too much of a dangerous dude. And we think that entertainment in general is a bad influence on you, but you can have the Prodeus editor. I'd just be fucking around with lighting all day and be like, lighting, look at shadows, look. Advice to get a girlfriend, Damon, just like be honest, and that's it. Honesty's best policy. Oh shit, this room actually looks nice now. How big do I plan on making this? As big as I can. I got enough faces and everything left over, or I'm allowed to make enough to make this level twice over as it is, so we could have this level 2 times over in its current form. You like the walls, Maslin? Yeah, maybe just a bit of an edit is all I need. I could like change this big pipe here to be a pump instead. Like put another cylinder in there and have it pump it in and out and make this whole area look like it's a big water pump of some kind of ridiculous design. Nope, I don't remember the looking for a girlfriend guy from a decade ago. Like, the whole, like, incel thing is taking such a huge part of the language when it comes to discussing anything like that, that I just assume they're all incels. Why not? There we go. Darker. Oh, that's good. I like that. I mean, actually, it's probably too dark. I should introduce another light source here, but for now, it's good. Okay, well, I'm doing better with probing the environment. That's nice. I may just be able to get away with just one big environmental probe, but I wouldn't know anything about that, really. So I want to darken up this place, but I don't really have a good way to probe this one dark. I might have to just create a little box. It's actually not a bad idea. Okay. I don't know, maybe this helps, maybe it doesn't. I'll find out. Totally works. Hey, and there. Oops, take this box. Jam the probe in the box. Yeah, there we go. It's much better contrast. At least I think so. I mean, everybody's got an opinion. Now I'm going to be able to come through here with some actual lights instead of like global illumination or any kind of emissive lighting. May be a bad idea. They said use shadow sparingly, so I've used it frequently. You can't give me funky ass cool dynamic lighting and then tell me don't use it too much. Don't work like that. I will use it until they personally ask me to stop. Of course, I don't have anything here to make this real light. That's okay. We'll work on that later. I know I'm overusing this effect, but it looks nice, I think. What do you think? Good night, Maslin. Like, obviously, I'm going for a certain aesthetic, and there's some clashing things here and there, like the doors. Maybe I could, make some doors of my own. But then again, the green light is kind of good for gameplay. Like, when I come through here, I'm like, oh, I immediately see two doors. I can immediately go to them. I know I can use those. Thank you, Golgonk. Looks like the inside of a toaster. Yeah, very toaster-like. As you can see, they're stealing lava. This whole thing's a front. Makes me want to just mess around with this for the purpose of making a screensaver or something. Maybe I can make a full scene and loop it and record it. That'd be nice. Look, low poly, fun aesthetics, even if they're put together by packages that come with the game, it still feels really good when you do it yourself. Like, this is very noisy and somewhat incoherent, but there's something I really like about it. I mean, obviously because I made it, but the other issue with that is it's really fucking cool. It's cool to make something in 3D. Anime shows or any shows that I recommend? Well, fuck, I don't know. Archer's good. I like Archer. About all I got. Plays. I guess I just must have slapped these out here for no reason. Well, then we'll get rid of them. What's wrong with me? Oh yeah, I was still learning, and I am still learning, so I guess that's what I needed to get educated. Just doesn't want to be dark at all, but that's actually not a bad thing necessarily. I think I can work with that. Like, intentionally light that up, right? Like, let the color map stay where it's at, throw some lights in here, adjust a few textures, make it a more complete room. Yeah, phrasing. They don't say like say phrasing. I have a hard time quoting TV shows these days, but what I like about Archer's catchphrases is you can tell they're all. You can tell even they're sick of their own shit. It's like it's a catchphrase. Just make it horrible. Make it irredeemably bad. There's still a few things I need to clean up, but nothing looks too broken. Put it in my notes. Shit to fix. And when things work, things work. It's got to do more things that work and less things that do not work. Good evening, Osha Wolf. Yeah. All right. I'm okay with this room being kind of light. I think it does need to be lit up. Come out of here, out of all this dark shit. Come in here and it's lit up. Then you get dropped in the darkness again, because fuck you. Be fixed. I can use the same technique I used earlier, though. The box inside of the inverted box, it works just fine. It clears it just right. This is real sloppy, but I don't mind too much. I think if I just keep taking chunks out of it and building more and more refined pieces, maybe remember a few tricks like the old Doom stuff. Like, oh my god, it's actually crap. Kind of stuff works good. And I don't hate the design. Like, I think, you know, at least from area to area, it has enough variety in the movement. And despite me really liking this great texture, it even has some pretty good environmental variety. But I don't think I can get rid of the cheap look here. Not without a lot of time, and maybe a rebuild. Hey, Joe Max, good to see you. It's been a while. So yeah, maybe... You know, one thing I should do is like I did here with these crates. It's sloppy. This can be redone, obviously, but instead of having these weird arbitrary, like, grates blocking things, I should have more natural environmental objects like boxes and, storage containers and, well, mostly just various forms of boxes. Maybe a cylinder if I'm feeling spicy. Maybe. I like the direction, though. And then, of course, the big question. Barrels? Yeah, we can get some barrels in there. And after we exit here, what am I going to do? What I want to do is have, maybe one last system to ride on, right? Like, I did the tram gimmick here. Maybe I can do, like, a very dark tram here and have it lead somewhere. Maybe just end it on a ride. I don't know. Ideally, what I wanted was to leave this room and immediately go on a... You know what? Yeah, I could set that up still. You could leave this room and maybe not immediately, maybe after a hallway. Something. It would be way more impressive to have you just walk out of here and just immediately go to a big open area, just wham, but I got some... I could trim this. Yeah, as long as all that stuff's back there. And that means this wall can just rise up. And maybe if I build out into like a C shape out here, I can kind of encompass your FOV and maybe block out a little bit of that. Maybe even kind of guide you to the left over here. Out. It'd be a good way for me to have one big area exit into another big area and have it be more seamless, because it's got to be an open environment, right? So it can't be below anything. It has to be as high as everything else or away from everything else. Like, that's just basic, you know, laws of physics and all that. So the real Well, the real trick's going to be designing another area that's outdoor and big. That's probably... I might be asking too much. I might go a different direction, but... interested in fussing around with is the exterior. How am I going to build around this to kind of... Well, I mean, it can't look like this on the way out. It's got to be constructed over. And of course, while I'm fretting over that, this arena right here is woefully underdesigned. It's literally just a big fucking tube, blue shit, and 3 monsters. Not good. This area, again, woefully underdesigned. Not even a fight here. And some of the lights leaking through here. Kind of ugly. Got to dress this pig up pretty well. As in, like, maybe either redo it or put in enough, and maybe like I could put in hallways, right, and kind of make it like a hamster tube tunnel. But it feels like a pop out. Other than that, I kind of like the way we get up there. I like this dangerous stairwell. It's just kind of precariously placed there. I could put some handrails on it, make it look like some impromptu factory construction. And I can make this work with tunnels and stuff. It's just, I feel like it's a letdown, you know, put in an S tunnel here. Like, whoa, look, I had to go around the building in the longest route possible. I really stretching out those minutes. I can make a puzzle here, but I don't really know if I want to put people through that. Oh, I see why light's leaking through. That makes sense. Okay, well, that's easily fixed. Dunzo. Yep, sealed up. All right, we're good. Oh yeah, Joe Max, I'll make a tour video for this. And after this, I'm gonna make smaller levels, but like I could crank out some smaller levels pretty quick. The big issue with this one is that I went like fucking wacky with it immediately, right? So, you know, it starts off quite stupid, but, you know, reasonable. It's like, well, it's just a small room. Then you come in here, and it's like, okay, you're getting kind of wacky with the geometry, but whatever. And you get in here, it's like, oh, copy, paste, roll original. And then you get here, it's like, you get a little liberal stuff. And you come in here, it's like, okay, a little bit well-rounded. You look over here, didn't even try. And when you come here, it's like, oh, fuck, what's this mess? But I think once you get on the roller coaster, it comes together. Once you get on the tram, it's like, hey, you actually got a pretty fun ride here, albeit a straight one. Then this fight be refined to make it tougher. Give him something chunky to shoot at. Once you get here, it starts to come together as well designed, I think. And anyways, like, this area looks empty and big right now, but with the lights out, it doesn't look nearly as big. It looks actually kind of compact because of the way the pillars work here, right? So you got the pillars kind of crunching in on you and just infinite nothing in the background. The way my mind fills it in is for the room to be smaller, at least than it appears. Messes with your depth perception a little bit too. I like that. How many hours total has been put in this? I don't know, Joe Max. There's a lot of times I spent just idling, right? Like just sitting at a place like this and doing other work. So since this is on and off, I don't know, I probably put a good 5 hours into this if we're gonna go by like raw work, like actually like, you know, getting shit done. About 5 hours. Most of that time spent learning. Once I got the geometry down, it's not so bad, but I still need to get some better practices for like, you know, building a room, for example. Like, you know, I need to look up more efficient practices for room building, more efficient practices for things like cylinders or Just about anything. The big hurdle I have right now is that making something with a hole in it is very hard. Have ever played RPG Maker? No, but I played games made in RPG Maker. It's a fine tool. Oh yeah, Joe Mags. No, this isn't Minecraft, but you know, this game, this level editor gave me some more appreciation for Minecraft. Makes me want to build a Giga Tower, but well, you know me, I'm fickle. Right, and that Q map still be fixed. I know it's like I'm gonna build a level. It's just me like combing over and going, well, and this and that and the other. More of a tour than anything else. But I've already picked up on a lot of things that I want to go ahead and get done. I'll probably get a lot of that done tomorrow after breakfast or something. These pillars kind of suck. I just don't like the shape of them. I think that could be done better too. The fact they bleed over the lip kind of sucks too. Oh, that lip? Okay, well, that can be fixed easily, I guess. But you know, all very, very long taking measurement. Well, not long take. It won't take long to look. I just fucking do it right now. Just, oh fuck, I fixed it kind of, but I can do better geometry than this. Mention this, but uneven all around. Bother the fuck out of me. Ah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so I guess I could use snap to grid or whatever on this, but like you can't move something that tiny. I can't even zoom in on it to show you, but like the lip of that gap is just about the size of the mouse cursor in the center of the screen right now, next to the little 3D cursor. I don't know how to bridge gaps like that, and I hadn't figured out a way to do it, so I'm gonna have to study that a bit. Otherwise, I'm gonna have geometry with little like bits and pieces sticking out that shouldn't. And I know for me to obsess over that's silly, right? Because I mean, my geometry is about as simple as it gets, but I would say with simple geometry, it's even worse when things don't lock together. Because then it looks like broken simple geometry, or broken complex geometry might even read better. It's a good start. It's fine. Needs a lot of work. I'll get there. There should be a snap to function. There is a snap to function, Gold, but I gotta like, I need to figure out how to do it. Like I gotta select two objects, like shift select, so I got two objects selected, and like combine brushes or whatever, so that they're looked at as one brush, and then like snap them together like that. And at least me doing the self-taught thing, those are complex things that I'm gonna have to figure out later. Don't Starve, Golgok. Well, actually got a recommendation to play Don't Starve. So, seeing as that's a popular request, sure, we'll get down to it. I can't tell you when we're gonna do Don't Starve, but I can tell you it is very high on my priority. This here is, look, I had a bad run in Nightmare Reaper. Last night, I had a bad run in Phantasmophobia. And 2 days in a row of just kind of dropping the ball on just having fun, right? That's bad. You shouldn't be struggling to have fun. Especially if you're broadcasting it. That's just stupid. It's like, I'm not having fun. Hey guys, I'm playing a video. Yeah, that's stupid. No, not doing that. If it gets to that point, I'll just run a depressing channel and be like, hey guys, I hate video games, so I'm booting this up. Maybe I'll find that'd be fun, but I don't think that's me really. So I'm just showing off my level. And we'll come back at some unspecified point. And I'll show whatever improvements I made. I think it'll be a lot more fun for me to just show you improvements and things that I have done. And if we're gonna like make a level, like if I'm gonna show you a level that I'm making, I need to start it and finish it on the same stream. Like make a little like, you know, speed map. Joe Max, I'm running a 2080 Ti, which is very ample for this, and it's a good thing I have it because I'm not entirely certain this map would operate very well on anything too much less. I'd probably run all right on a 1080. Like, if you can find a GTX 1080 for a good deal, you should just grab it. But 2080s ain't too bad. But, I mean, look, the new AMD cards and all of that are on the way. It's, I hate to say it, but it's like probably one of the worst times to build a computer. You're going to be paying the same I did for parts that are just about to be obsolete. So, you might oughta wait until either the 3000 series cards are more ample and available, or when Big Navi is all around for everybody to get their grubby little paws on. But unfortunately, with the COVID and all that, it's been a bad few years for graphics cards. Like first with the 1080 series, those got gobbled up because of Bitcoin mining. And now newer graphics cards are out. You buy a 2080 Ti, oops, a year later, a year or two later, boom, look, we have cheaper cards that are even better. It's like, ah, shit, my investment. And as if that weren't bad enough, you got COVID, meaning like, oh shit, now we don't have production. Like, you know, there's just not enough of them being made. So you're gonna have to buy from a scalper now, right? If you want it anyways, if you want to like plan ahead at all. So you're put in this shitty position to where either you get lucky and snag the card you want, or you pay for something that's not as good, and you just pay the same for it as you'd pay for the better shit, or you just get nothing and stew. That sucks. Newegg is good to find parts, Oceanwolf, but I tried to get the new graphics card. I tried to get the PS5. I tried to get all those. Like, I wasn't going to get all of them, mind you, but I was trying to get one of them. Like, well, get all hell bent a little something this Christmas. It's like, nah, sorry, everything's uber fucking rare now. It's too rare. And, yeah, I mean, with things as they are, I would say it's just another bad time to get a graphics card. But I mean, like, it was a bad time to get them during Bitcoin, too. I know a lot of people feel like they got ripped off for their 2080 Ti's, but I'm feeling pretty smart about my purchase. That being said, none of us could have predicted how fucked the market for all this would be. I mean, you know, we could have predicted a few things, like, is Bitcoin gonna get worse? But nobody could have gone, oh yeah, and by the way, manufacturing's gonna come to a halt, basically. It was already slow. It was already slow because of limited resources. Now it's slow because, you know, all the workers are dying. And that's no good. I don't want people to die for my video games. That's stupid. But, I mean, I would like a new PlayStation 5. I won't play Demon Souls. I won't play Demon Souls. That's it, though. Yeah, it is kind of dumb to buy a PS5 just for that. But, you know, there's other reasons. I'm a big Days Gone fan. I'd love to play Days Gone at 4K 60. I'd like to play Bloodborne at the exact same quality as my PS4. No upgrades whatsoever. That'd be real nice. Yeah, I heard about the new vaccine from Pfizer, Golgong. 95% effectivity. effective. Yeah, no, I got you. It's 95% effective. So they say. We'll see. I mean, I'm hoping, man, because if I can get a vaccine and be like, nah, I'm good. I'll fucking get the vaccine and get back to my fucking life already. Well, anyways, that's the tour. I think, yeah, we're coming up on an hour 4 total for streaming tonight. I'm gonna have to wrap it up soon. I just wanted to show the level off. I thought I might edit a few things, but all I did was fix a few fucking environmental probes. That's all right. Thank you, OSHA. We'll get some work done on this, but it's gonna be a while. And I'm sure there's people running circles around me on this. I have no doubt. I mean, all those people who are experienced in making Quake. Well, we've seen stuff already. I've already done random maps that are better than mine. So I'm excited to finish off my first map so I could just go on to something else. But, well, on the same end, I don't want to just drop it. I don't want to like go, this is fine, and then just put an end switch. You know, I could very easily just go find the end of the map is here. You go through here and boom, it's done. And that would work. I'm not going to win any awards for it. Not going to win any awards if I do this well, I think. But, you know, I've learned a few things. That's the main deal. It's been a learning process. So, as long as I can learn, we're solid. But I don't want to do it wrong. Like, even though I've done a lot of stuff over here wrong, and I'm still doing a few things wrong, I feel like I can still, like, accomplish some of the vision that I had for this within a reasonable time frame. Though the temptation just to slap an end on this and put it out into the wilds there, Like, if it's to the point where I gotta settle and go, good enough, I guess, then why even publish it, right? Like, why even bother publishing it at that point? At that point, you may as well delete the whole thing. Nah, the only tutorial for this OSHA is from the developers themselves, and their tutorials are good. It's not like, you know, intensive though. It's very, very like, hey, here's how you do this, here's how this tool works, and you know, fuck around with it, do what you like. And I understand, because making a tutorial for this is kind of like making a tutorial for MS Paint. Like, I can teach you that a brush tool exists, and that's cool, but that doesn't really help you all that much. That just leaves you in a position where you have a brush tool. What you fucking do? Joe Max says, imagine if Hellbent deleted this entire thing on live stream. Oh yeah? Unlikely. I mean, it has crashed before, so, you know, I've got like that, but this thing started out as something else, actually, but Funny Furnace version 1, like version 12, and then I renamed it to Bone Furnace because I'm like, I like the other name. From version A to version fucking U, which I just started numbering them, or I just started naming them by number, or naming them by letter, because it caused them to be forced into order better. And now I've renamed it to That's Great, which I think if I become a level editor guy for these kind of games, I'm gonna be the dumb map guy. Just gonna call it something cheesy and give it a dumb theme that I enjoy, and just let them fly. I really enjoy editing levels here. Sorry I didn't like actually draw too many brushes or get much geometry down over the last hour or so. A lot of my process for level design is just being analytical. Just, you know, looking at things and going, how should this go, right? Like, how do I make this happen? And then once I make it happen, I play through it and get a good feel for it. And I do it like 5 or 6 times at least, you know, just enough to make sure I won't fall through the floor or anything. And once I got it down to where it feels comfortable enough to me, I just let it fly. I don't fixate on it too much and move on to the next thing. I don't think that's the best way to do it, though. And I think I'll learn over time, like, the best method for myself. Because some of my a lot of my geometry is simple, but some of my geometry is sloppy. And that's what I want to get over. Like, it's okay if it looks simple and a bit like, you know, Doom-like. It's like, oh, nice 1995 graphics there, champ. It's like, all right, fine. That's fair enough. But if it's like 1995 graphics and everything's clipping into everything and nothing fits right, you know what I mean? That's, I think that should be avoided. It doesn't have to be like that. Nothing has to be ugly. And nothing has to be pretty either. It can be pretty. Right effort. This is more of a affirmation than a video about me editing a level that I'm making. Oh,
You're
well.
Pretty.
Don't call me petty, you bitch.
I said pretty.
Oh, thank you. I love you.
I love you too, I guess.
All right, well, it's 2 in the a.m. Joe Max says, when I started using Unreal Engine to make my own games, learned how to do it mostly by messing around. No better way to get good at something than hands-on. Yeah, I agree. Like, I'm developing bad habits as we speak, but I learned a lot of things that would have taken forever to describe to me. If somebody's, like, tried to describe to me how I, like, work these lights, for example, it would take forever. But just throwing them down and fucking around with them, that taught me a lot more. Because I could just visually see. It's like, okay, I'm moving the thing. Okay, I got it. But I could develop some better practices here and there. Get there. In time. But speaking of time, it's late as fuck. And I gotta wrap it up. Hey! Matthias, thank you again with 5325! Gracious! Matthias is a man of his word. He says, this has been a really fun stream. I hope to catch more. Also just became a Patreon member. Won't say the tier, I'll let that be a surprise. Thank you, Matthias. I'll check that out before I go to bed. Thank you very much, man. Already paid for my Christmas several times over, so thank you. Hope you and the missus have a good night. Me and my missus are gonna go have a good night. I hope everybody else has a good night. And as well as Cobalt, I appreciate your tip too, man. But yeah, I gotta wrap it up. I'm glad that you had fun, Matthias. I feel like I can do better than this. I feel like these streams have been kind of rocky, but I think when things are rocky, it's a good time to just say, fuck it. Do something chill. Just kind of flow into it in whatever way you can. Doesn't matter if you're poignant or even all that entertaining. As long as you're just on and trying and having fun. That's the important thing. The other stuff's extra. But, yeah, I'm gonna... Joe Max says, and I hate the tutorials of the YouTubers literally rapping at the work they are doing. They know what they're doing and don't care that others don't have any clue of the work. Yeah, when I watch a tutorial and somebody's like, first of all, you copy-paste, and it's like, I know what the copy-paste is. I know how to do it. I know how to duplicate things in this engine. It's Control-D, for example. But if you're going to make a tutorial, you got to let people know the macros you're using. You got to let people know the shortcut keys you're using, even the basics. I mean, maybe not after a certain point, but like if it's just a single tutorial video, like this is my single tutorial video for one thing, and then it's like, okay, you should mention shortcuts then. But if it's like a comprehensive one to where it's like an encyclopedia, well, then somebody else should have read the fucking manual, I think. Well, I could go on, and maybe I should, but I'm gonna go off. You all have a good night. We'll see you again tomorrow with something a little more structured, hopefully. And I appreciate you all very much. And thank you again, Matthias, for sticking to your words. You are a good guy. And your word has value. That's for sure. But man, my head's about that value is asleep upon the pillow tonight. So I'm going to sleep. Good night, everybody. Thank you again for dropping by for both streams. Again, I know it's been a bit rocky. We're going to get things back together again. It won't take too long. A couple of bumps in the road doesn't end everything. But, well, after a point, you gotta give it a rest, right? And that's what, and I'm giving it a rest. So have a good night, everybody. Thank you for dropping by. See you next time.